Alright, Shalom. All praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect out there, laboring in the four corners of the earth in this truth. I'm going to make this a real quick video for brothers. There's been a lot of chess matches going on. World War III is materializing. You know, it's on the verge of being a full-scale conflict. Okay? I'm going to do a Lord willing, a follow-up video as soon as I do this video. You know, I just wanted to put this up real quick. This is a video from Next News Network. It was just recently put up, called Operation Spring Storm Pushes 6,000 NATO Troops to Russian Border. Now, there's been a series of war games going on. You know, NATO warships have been heading towards the Baltic. Okay. The U.S. is sending more warships to the South China Sea. China is beefing up their defenses in the South China Sea. And in this video, it says Indian Navy, meaning India, deploys to the Chinese Triangle for multinational war games. Okay, so World War III is about to go into full swing, man. You know? And there's been reports that Russia is sending ships and jets to the Baltic, and a few ships to South China Sea. All right.
Operation Spring Storm, yes, that's what it's called. They're pushing 6,000 troops right up to the Russian border, NATO troops, that is. Sputnik News reports that the Estonian military on Monday started major military exercise dubbed the Spring Storm, involving NATO troops near the border with Russia. That's according to the Estonian Defense Forces statement that was issued on Monday. The commander-in-chief of the Estonian Defense Forces, Lieutenant General Riho Terras, stated, quote, "The Spring Storm will make the military units more mature, preparing them for the wartime." Okay? Preparing them for the wartime. The exercise will demonstrate the recruits in action as well as the skills they had acquired. He welcomed NATO's contribution to the drills, adding that any practice concerning Estonian defense should be better performed on home soil. The Spring Storm drills, which is due to last between May 2nd and the 20th, will involve 6,000 troops, according to the Estonian military. The troops involve domestic units and as well a NATO military unit comprising servicemen from 10 member states, as well as NATO military equipment. Now, the key word here is preparing them for wartime. Okay? Now, we've been following the actions of NATO along the Russian border. We've been following the asymmetric response of Vladimir Putin's Russia. And this is, again, another provocation which is going to trigger another response from Russia. We know that there is a NATO summit that is going to be in July. The Germans have already decided that they're going to be sending troops. The United States is sending 3 brigades. So there's already thousands of troops. And now this massive military exercise is about to take place with 6,000 troops. This action is always seen as a provocation by Russia. And given the latest, again, provocations in the Baltic with the USS Cook, the barrel rolls over our U.S. Navy reconnaissance planes. Now, look, folks, these guys are in international waters, international airspace. Okay? I've got a story, though, coming up, so stay tuned to the channel for it. But you're going to find out exactly why Russia's going up there. We'll bring you that information. You don't want to miss that. But what are your thoughts on this latest activity? 6,000 troops, Operation Spring Storm.
I mean, things are heating up, as you could see. You know, And it's not just going on physically, but there's an economic war going on behind the scenes. You have China introducing a gold-backed yuan to challenge the dollar. Okay, you have these BRICS nations making all these deals with each other. Okay, you have Russia, which is due to introduce a gold-backed ruble, and I believe late June is when it's scheduled to. All right, you have the yuan being accepted as in the SDR basket of world reserve currencies. All right. So I mean, this is really just this is really mainly about the dollar and the euro, you know, because China and Russia are against this new world order. All right. I'm gonna play this next clip.
The Indian Navy has now deployed to the Chinese Triangle for multinational war games. According to the Economic Times, they are reporting that the INS Aravat, the amphibious warship of the Indian Navy, arrived in Brunei on Sunday to participate in a multinational maritime exercise in the strategically important South China Sea. Now, we're calling it the Chinese Triangle now. It says here that the U.S., Japan, Russia, Australia, and China, interesting that China and the United States are participating in this drill. They will be participating now. It says here an official statement said it is part of the Indian Navy's endeavor to enhance maritime security in the Indo-Pacific. The war game will commence at Brunei and culminate at Singapore with various drills and exercises in the South China Sea, or the Chinese Triangle. Indian Navy and the navies of the ASEAN countries have a mutual interest in promoting peace and prosperity in the Indian Ocean, the Western Pacific, given our shared maritime security interests, the statement read. Now, the statement on this from the Indian Navy also stated that the exercise is aimed at enhancing mutual understanding with respect to maritime security issues and streamlining drills on counterterrorism operations at sea. Terrorism is just the catch-all for every military of the world. We got to combat terrorism. That's how they control the people. So, nonetheless, I digress. It says the exercise will conclude on May 9th, and the ship, which has been indigenously designed in India and developed, was inducted into the Indian Navy in 2009, has a lift capacity of 500 troops, 10 tanks, 11 combat trucks, which allows her to be effectively tasked for a variety of missions ranging from amphibious operations to humanitarian assistance as well as disaster relief. So, just another move on the chessboard, if you will, in the Chinese Triangle, in all the drama that's taking place there. The Indian Navy getting a little closer now to participation with their newly designed naval vessel taking.
And what you're starting to see is you're starting to see American allies like France and Germany and India move towards a Russian and China influence. Okay? Because the whole world is getting sick of America's bullshit. You know, they're tired of America fucking pushing their weight around. So that's why America's long-term alliances with these nations are starting to falter. You know? But that's all done through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Alright? Let's get this scripture. Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And that's what's going on, man. These are wars and rumors of wars. Like he said in this video, like I said earlier in the video, this is just a big chess game, man. Alright? They're getting their pieces together for the war. Alright? For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And this is going on right now. Okay, this is going on right now. This is going on. This is going on every day. Every brother should be subscribed to this channel, man. He's got the scoop. You know, I'll give him that, man. He's got the scoop. All right, he's posting videos every day about these war games going on, man. You got Britain getting involved in Syria, France getting involved in Syria. All right, everything going on with the Baltic and the South China Sea is becoming a hotbed for naval activity. Okay, and this is World War III, man. This is the beginning of it. All right, just hasn't started into a full scale conflict yet. But move after move is being done. All right, I'm getting to a couple scriptures here. Revelation 8:13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, "Woe, woe, woe!" Woe means destruction, and this is prophesying the three world wars, man. All right, because the scriptures have the answers to everything. All right, and like it says in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, measure thou the time diligently in itself, man. That's what we have to do as brothers in this truth. Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels which are yet to sound. Revelation 9 and 12. One woe is past, and if you know the breakdown to Revelation, the 9th chapter is mainly discussing the First World War. That's what this is talking about. It goes into a great... Revelation, the 9th chapter, goes into a great description of the First World War. Alright? One woe has passed me in the First World War, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter, meaning two more world wars. Alright? And the third one is the final war, man. It's the war to end all wars. Alright? Because it's going to turn nuclear, and it's going to lead to the destruction of America, or the sinful kingdom, talked about in Amos, the 9th chapter, and the 8th verse. I believe that's the scripture. Like this. In fact, I'll get it after this. Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Alright. Amos 9. Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom. What's the sinful kingdom? America, man. You got these women, they tell you what to do. They dress like whores, and there's all kinds of faggots. Alright? All kinds of vanity. Alright? And fucking wickedness doesn't get judged in this fucking shithole, man. Alright? Wickedness is praised and glorified in this fucking sinful kingdom known as America, man. All these transsexuals and shit and transgenders, they're looked at as fucking heroes, man. And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. Okay? The face of the earth. Through what? Through nuclear fire. Saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. Alright? Why? Because the Most High is not utterly going to destroy the house of Jacob, because the majority of the tribes are here in America. Alright? They're brought here to serve captivity. Okay? But the Most High is going to destroy the majority of the Israelites in America, man. Alright? Well, let me get this. Revelation 19 and 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not, I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. And that's what separates Great Millstone from these other groups, man. You don't see ISUPK doing videos on all these World War III updates. You don't see ISUPK doing in-depth videos on the coming economic collapse. Alright? You don't see ISUPK doing, or IUIC or any of them other groups, not just ISUPK. Alright? Getting into prophecies about martial law and the race riots, man. World War III. You don't see that going on in any of these bootleg Israelite camps. You sure as hell don't see that in the non-messianic Israelite groups, man. The only thing that they want to talk about is whether Yahushua existed or not. Here it is, fucking all hell's about to break loose, and that's all that they could talk about is whether Yahushua came or not. All right, you know, but that's because the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. They don't have the testimony of Yahushua. All right, they're the 2/3. They're the ones that rejected him. That's why they don't get into prophecies, man. When's the last time you seen Judah Natzar get into current events? When's the last time you seen Nazi getting into current events? Or what's that guy, Quadash Lawa or Rob Rack? When the fuck have any of them dumbasses? Well, I'm not going to call them dumbasses, all right? Because some of them are very intelligent. But when are those blind prophets? All right, none of them get into prophecies, man. All right, we're supposed to be watchmen unto the house of Israel. They're not talking about prophecies, man. Before you know it, all hell's gonna break loose. According to Daniel 12, it's gonna be like a time unlike any other. And these guys want to sit there and go back and forth about whether Yahushua exists or not. Get out of here, man. Well, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. Till next time.